Hey guys, how's it going? It's a very hot one here today. Hey, sorry guys. When people know that I'm live. So today's leader is Jessica Johnson. Hey Jack, you're from Tennessee. Are you from the east part? Blue Willow. Hey, I saw your comments on TikTok. November Rain. How are you doing? Sue, Linda, Sandy, and Peggy. So I thought we watch some stuff about Summer Wells and talk Summer Wells. Hey, Mother of a Legend, I didn't even see you. I somehow skipped right over you. So I went and got myself a drink, and we're going to talk Summer Wells this evening since I got on here a decent time. Hey, Judy. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Betsy Pintonton. Look, you can look at me looking at you. Looking at me. Oh, you can look at me looking at you looking at me. Wow. Amazing. Hey, Val. And yes, I do have my bathing suit on, and no, I don't care. So, just letting you know. I have shorts on, but we're going to wait here a little bit. I was kind of watching, I watched Don B's video where he said he talked to somebody who is in the know. He ran into somebody and spoke to him about the Summer Wells case, and according to them, it seemed like it's still going to be a while before the Summer Wells case has any type of developments. Hey, Robin. Yeah, it is like my air conditioner cannot keep up right now. Fred's out fishing right now, but he might be in chat. Yeah, it's about the same heat index here too, November Rain. I don't know why it's showing my internet looking like pretty crappy. So we are going to actually, because I'm ready to get pissed off, I guess, but my father always said it's better to get pissed off than pissed on. So here we go. I'm about to piss myself off. And we're going to watch Ryan Finds Truth and see what kind of BS he has to spew to us. Doubling down on the Summer Wells case. That's the one we're going to watch. Revisiting all case notes. And this is the part I really love, guys. This is the part I really love. The thumbnail. The thumbnail. Always hang on after others have let go. Wow. So moving. Dude, you've been here for a year and a half. Okay, stop. You could not catch up to us if you tried, okay? There's not enough time. There's just not So stop acting like you're so invested in this case and been so just, just such an advocate for it and for Summer. He's been here less than 2 years. It's easy for me to remember because Fred was in jail. Hey, Rudy. So, this is Ryan finds true.
Bundle home and auto, and you're protected 365, 724.
24/7, 365.
Tomato.
So some people might think, hey, our body doesn't heal in just 24 hours. Do you
Sunday evening, everyone. Let's do a sound check. We're doing new mics, wireless mics tonight, so you should hear us loud and clear.
So little fuzzy friends.
Little fuzzy friends. Did we play that scene yet from the K9 training where you said "my little friend"? Oh no, that was the Jonesboro drive.
Okay.
There's been so much.
Yep, there's been a lot going on. Anyone, let us know if you can hear us. Okay, good. Awesome. Yeah. We got good sound. Want to welcome everyone. Welcome our mods, Eve and Marlena. Oh, my mouse is missing. Welcome to the live Dreamweaver. Who else here? Vicky, good to see you. Well, I need to say hi to Vicky too. She's not only yours.
We're gonna fast forward here.
It wasn't for ad revenue, and families understand. Like families of the missing are like absolutely, and they want us there. When most families, when we reach out to them, are like. Yes, we want any help. We understand, like we tell them we're not yet 100% certified. We have our FEMA certification, but not our StarTech yet. Moon is just getting started, so we can't offer a whole lot, but we hike a lot and we spend a lot of time in the woods. And they are just like, anything you can do, anything you can do. I see
you didn't change your dog's name after I told you my dog's name's Moon first. But just kidding. Oh God. But no, Athena's name is Athena Moon, and I have it on her records. It's on her little bull mat. That's been her name for some years. Really, Margaret? That's pretty much what not exactly what brought me. Chris Watts is really what brought me originally to YouTube. Started when I was going into chats and stuff like that. Dude, this guy, he makes my blood pressure raise so high, but this was a request, so that's why I'm doing it. But just something about him. I just find him so fake.
We don't ask them for money, obviously. Do not ask families for money, families of the missing for money. So the only thing supporting us is ad revenue. The only additional thing supporting us that's growing slowly is all of you who decide to become a member. And it's pretty cheap. I think the basic one is, I don't know, $6 or something, if that, a month. And then there's higher levels. So we've got huge thank you to the Real Rock and Robin. She's a tribal warrior level for 8 months. Yvonne Sanders, 8 months. Robin, another Robin for 2 months. Jason Myers, 3 months. John Odell, 423 Pythons. Margie T. Laura Jones, Janice, Jessica DeBrower, TN Twister. Met him on the Michael Small search. Thank you for your support too. And Abby and just stuff like that.
Just Ryan in general.
In general, yes. That I don't put out. I am guilty of, like, when I watch other channels, I do just like, I don't watch it. Although on TV, you have no choice sometimes. You just have to, and they're pretty quick. Like, that's part of what we're talking about tonight. Is the Summer Wells case has driven me crazy. I want to talk through things with all of you. I want to get ideas from all of you. This is a working session.
Yeah.
Because things have changed, obviously. There's new information that came out about the case, and Jen and I have been struggling ever since we took up. So we'll get to that. We'll get to the struggle. I do want to talk about, this is really important to me, guys. Anybody watching this,
you could tell us some new information.
Either subscribe to our channel for any other.
I mean, what new information does he have? I don't know of any new information. If he's going to say the PI did, I'm going to freaking flip my lid. Are you serious? That's not information. That's it at all. Like, it was completely vague and nothing.
Reason, whether it's when we cover disasters, whether it's the searches or specific case, the recent videos I've been publishing, it's a couple last week and then a couple this week, is the trip Jen and I took to PA, to Pennsylvania, to meet with Butch and Rachel, expert canine search training, not findings, you know what I mean? Like, and we want you guys, we really want to share the journey with all of you. And I say this on the end of my last video at the training, is Moon doesn't know what she's doing right now. Like, it's obvious. Like, if you watch the first video, she was more interested in the people than she was the pipes. Titles actually used age.
Book your appointment or walk in to get 2 pairs of glasses for $79.
HRD in a bit. A lot of people don't know what that is. HRD is human remains detection. Basically, so that's, I just want to share that with you all. They haven't done very well so far, and I just think, I know.
He put so much freaking work into it. I've got to tell you. And he's so sad. He's been hard to live with. I gotta tell you guys.
I'm not,
all your friends.
Stop it. I'm not sad. I know.
Oh my God.
I know how the algorithm works, you guys, and I know most of our viewers.
How is that the information?
Like, they want to see searches.
And then he goes and disappears.
They love nature. I
know that. Yeah, goes and disappears, and he's focused much more on the Idaho situation. Yeah, that's the main one that he's focused on that I've seen. I don't think that anybody can come up to me. Anybody can come up to you and give you a tip. You know what I mean? And say, "Oh, I only trust you with this," or whatever. We've had so much of that. It's not really information until it comes from, you know what I mean? It's they
want to see the stories of like people who are going through things, whether it's a disaster, whether it's a missing family. It's okay. Like, I get it. That's the algorithm. That's our audience. And this is just like canine training. It's not our audience. And I get that. But I'm asking you all to understand how it fits into missing persons and our future and everything. And so
he wasn't even in, you guys. He wasn't even, I mean, his whole thing was hiking to show his brother the world. That's what he said. And now it's like missing persons. He throws things at the wall, whatever sticks. Let's see, how do I, I'm going to have to pull it up on my phone. Seems like every year on the 15th, people come out of the.
I mean, let's just say, hey, Sharon from Canada, thanks for joining us.
Yes, I love seeing people from other countries joining. Me too. I always heard cadaver work is mentally hard in dogs. I asked them that while we were there, WV Jeeper, and they said it can be. Like during the Hurricane Helene flooding aftermath, there were dogs having issues. Like, they had to pull some dogs, and they said yes. I mean, after a while, dogs. It's really to show you the news clips. They covered it. They caught me playing with my phone at one point.
Oh, great! Maybe they want to make fun of you because you're YouTuber.
So Wednesday we'll have that coverage. We'll be showing as much as we can. You all probably noticed. I know people noticed that we slowed down. Obviously, Helene, I put a post out asking all of you, do you think we should just stick to only missing persons cases, or like we'd like to head over with Vern and do some searches and
hey BJ,
the disaster area, and then we started meeting people and we want to tell the stories, and people who commented on our channel were like, you guys do whatever the heck you want, like you know, like we'll watch. So we covered the disaster for a while, which was actually interesting because it gave us a mental break.
Well, I don't know, that might be you. It affected me. I don't know if you guys realized how I kind of dropped off for a while there. It was feeling choked up right now. It was a lot.
The Helene disaster was hard on Jen, especially. She felt everyone's. When we were in those areas, she just couldn't stay there for very long. Like she wanted to go home.
To some wells.
Oh, I can't.
Business doesn't wait.
I can't believe you stopped searching for summer. It blew my mind. Rain dancer, it could be.
Business doesn't.
That was my first impression when I saw it. I thought maybe they're like, it's not worth it because 2 of the boys are they're adopted. 1 is about to be. Don't know what's going to happen in that case because Don announced something. He made a comment like that they want Josie back, like they want Josie back home. So I don't know if legally that's even a possibility, but
that whole thing.
I'm going to say without any. I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. We never stopped on the summer case. Even when Hurricane Helene was going on, I was constantly talking to people. We had someone who we were talking to locally who literally we wired to have a conversation with someone while that was all going on. Like we were working in the background. We actually, and that's the other thing too, is I want to talk about Jason, the PI. I'm going to talk about him in a little bit because he got a tip. It's very not similar as in content, but it was like the same scenario. But we thought we had a tip because we had bugged someone to have a conversation with someone in the I can't say too much because I don't want to get in trouble. But she got a recording that was so, in my opinion, was so damning. But the recording quality sucked because she's horrible with technology. Sorry. No, we love her, but it was like some fan was going on in the background. So I did a whole bunch of work to try to filter out the sound, sent it to TBI, and I'm like, I hope you guys have technology that can filter this because in this conversation, there's some really important information, I think, about people who may be guilty.
Yeah.
And nothing came of it. Nothing came of it. I don't believe they couldn't hear it. I just think that
Ryan, you're not going to know if anything comes of it, okay? Really, I mean, it's just that you're not going to know. Well, I mean, Laura, he came out of nowhere in the last couple of years. He hasn't gone and actually. We can have our own. You can have your own opinion, but that's fine. I mean, I agree that we've all had our theories and stuff like that, but he is fake. He is not a genuine person. He will do anything just for a view. I mean, gosh, watch how much he asks for money on his post, on everything. He guises it in the searching for missing people, and it's just so irritating. And he literally came out of the woodwork a year and a half ago saying he had nothing, like he was basically against psychics. He was all for just the data, the hardcore facts. Then comes out, it's like, oh, his wife's a psychic, and it's just, I don't know, it's just too much with this guy. And then what he did to me too, so I do have like a personal thing with him, obviously, because he used me to get into the community. And when I brought him into the community and started to work with him, it was just like flipped, like out of nowhere. And now, here he is, like he has a tip. He thinks he has a tip on. Oh, he's got a tip on the. But I thought Fred Hill was your number one suspect. I thought Fred Hill was the number one suspect, Ryan. You put that so carelessly out there.
This is what happens. Like you have a tip that you think is important. They know so much more.
Right.
PBI knows everything.
Yeah.
To them, it was probably like, we know that claim. We know people are saying that, and that's just not important. Jason Jensen, the brother's tip. At first, when I heard about Jason, I was like, I never really heard of him. Other people told me that he's been on TV, and so he's actually known, but I'd heard of him, and I'm like, here's another person. He only covers high profile cases, as far as I understand. And my first gut reaction was, I don't know about this guy. But then I have a friend who is a friend of his, and he actually did some work for the cold case, not the foundation, the cold case council or something. So he's founded the cold case council.
We noticed she was kind of stumbling. She kind of had a head tilt, just a slight head.
I think it is. Just searching.
Tennessee?
No, just it's called the cold case. It's sort of like
Oh.
the foundation. Sorry. So he has a history of investing time into missing persons.
Yeah, now he's become a dog handler.
Dedicated to his PI.
It's just
and she said, no, he's legit. And then it made me realize, like, okay, that means someone in the community.
Plus, I mean, it's great though.
Reach out to this guy because he was the one they trusted. And
Same
scenario, like, I've got a tip from the community. He did the right thing and he turned it in to TBI. I hope something comes of it, but I'm not, because of everything we've been through with sending in tips like we think are important. I don't think so. I hope so. But the brother's
the number one suspects
comment is really interesting. He kind of shared that it was, because he put a comment out. No, that it's about a brother. Don't know if it's a brother giving a tip about another brother who's guilty in summer case, or who the brothers are. But we know of brothers like in the case. And
definitely brothers.
And it raised my eyebrow because I'm like, I know a particular set of brothers who are in my case notes of people of interest in a small ring, a drug ring. There are like 4 names I had. Everyone know. I'm not going to mention him, but there were 4 names, and there are two. Did I mention that? I'm just going to put it out there because I want to see what people think. Although, if you name real people, is that like?
I don't think it's good.
No.
Let's make sure first.
Yeah, I can't. But
sorry,
guys. I don't ever know if I should actually name people because they're in the community, and this is for entertainment purposes, obviously, but still, you don't want to just start accusing community members. That's something we always try not to do. So
yeah.
Oh, you do, Jack? If they're local brothers who are involved or going to be involved in a local like drug stuff, then I will. That's where I am. Like I think, but I would be shocked if either one of them were going to tell on each other. So, or that they were involved in Summer's case, because that would be a whole line of connections from someone who lived on Ben Hill to. I never heard that they were even there in the area at the time, but
definitely someone to work with.
You think so, Katerina? That the Jason Johnson stuff is all hogwash? I started off thinking, yeah, here we go again. And then I've gravitated toward like he could have a legit tip. Okay. I'd like to hear your reasoning if you don't mind sharing, but no, there's not. Wait a second, let me check. Tonight I'm actually going to go into my notes. I might actually name some people, but just some ideas. Hold on, what was the name you said? This is all the research I do, Jeff. I never said this to you. Jeff or nope.
Do you guys know, does he name any of them?
I'll tell you the initials. The first names are started, one is B and one is D. For those who know kind of the drug circles in that area, they'll probably give it away, but
one is B and one is D. Is that what he said? B and D? Bill Shipley? Wait, did he say T or B or D? What did he say? The other one, the B and T?
For those who know kind of the drug circles in that area, they'll probably give it away, but B and D. Yes.
Looking at your notes.
Don't say anything.
B and D. Is that what he's saying? Bill Shipley brother, I don't know as D. If Fred was right here, I'm sure he would be able to. Right, Val. Don't want to say too much. Chad. What about the D? Yeah. Is it the one? Wait, hold on. Which was the one that? Okay. What's the tattoo guy's name? Chad. Is he talking about the Hayes brothers? Daniel Hayes? The ones that I've said? Right, Tim, like Fred, but is he B and D? No, what was the? I'm having a brain fart, guys. What's the guy's name? The tattoo guy. That's the one I said. If he, I swear to God, if he's saying the Hayes brothers, dude. The Hayes brothers. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Dude, you don't have any information. You should have stuck to us, because that's exactly what I was telling you. Yeah, I can't, for some reason I'm a brain fart and can't remember freaking Daniel Hayes' brother. His real name's Chad. But I'm pretty sure it starts with a B. Is it Billy or why can't I think? Are you forgetting it too, Fred? The name of the guy? Freaking exactly what I said. Oh, but what about, I thought it was Fred Hill. And just so you know, Fred is Bradley. There you go. Bradley Hayes. It is B and D. Yep, exact. So what I said, B and D. Oh, congratulations, Ryan, for copying me. What I said a week ago. He's gonna throw Fred in there though somewhere. He can't like back out on Fred now that he's gone down that far, and threw him under the bus and stomped on him and ran him over. So now he has to stick with it. The other ones we were thinking about was possibly Bill and Tim, but
anything. Don't share. There's something on there I can't.
There's just one word that would have nothing to do.
What? Point to it.
He has the name
Voldemort. No. Okay, you guys will get a kick out of this if you follow the Samuel's case. You will get a kick out of this.
You wouldn't let me say it.
Well, for those who have been in this like drama world, okay, you guys. So you all know we started with Donna Serafina. Her clues, because we were like, when we were starting, we're like, we have nothing. We have no. Let's just go on the psychics that are putting stuff out there, and she was one of the biggest. So I collected all the notes, right? And one of her notes, her pins on her map. She had, you remember, you guys who follow Donna in the Someone Else case, do you remember when she was like Rolling Hills? She kept saying Rolling Hills. But one of her pins was labeled Voldemort's father's place at Rolling Hills, and that's what Jen just played.
Voldemort.
She has no clue who was called Voldemort. in so
Thing to do with this whole case.
no,
No.
you watch the drive with Andy that I did earlier. Remember when I said you're oh no, I said monster. I didn't say.
Don't settle
Do you
for less.
understand
Here's
that
what others are doing to fix
kids
missing
that
and broken
Andy
people.
is
The company
buddies
everyone
with
has been
the two
raving about
brothers
is
that he's talking about? Like, I mean, and that they had to, did you know that Jody Sue, like, they paid for tattoos from that brother, and he was going to prison for sex crimes, and so they had to hurry up and get their tattoos in before he went to prison. They didn't want that money to go to waste, guys. What about the Britt brothers? Oh, what's his David? What's the other one's name though? It's probably. I seen a disgusting video with Don talking, and he was talking about his oldest child. How he? Yep, that was the conversation. That recording you heard, BG, that was a phone call he had with me. Yep, that was on the call with me. I have that full phone call. The whole thing. Yep, I remember that. It was during the day. It was on a Sunday. Yep. Where he was like, oh, she didn't go crying. She didn't go whining and crying. Though she got, the guy waited till she was 18. So when her 18, like that makes any freaking difference when it comes to crimes. Really? I mean, it's still, a rape is rape. I know, Jazzy B. I'm so freaking... I cannot wait, guys. There is nobody in this freaking community that I want to rub the truth in their face more than this guy. And I'll be waiting for my apologies. If he's really the good person he claims to be, as I'm seeing mean people suck on his shirt, then I'm sure we'll get an apology for him for all this bullshit he put me and Fred through. You know, I was trying to help him.
So, for your sake, his ex always called him Voldemort. Yeah, the one who should be. So obviously, yeah, Jen is more into the places and the feelings at places, and not so much the drama and the case details and who's talking about who and what other channels are doing.
It definitely affects me, but it affects me too much. So I try not to deal with that stuff as much. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely have feelings about the whole thing. Ryan would want me to share my feelings about it, about all this stuff.
Do you believe she did, Katerina? I know people are like half and half. I know that Sweetie Pie Low, is that her name?
I have no idea.
She's 100% convinced. I mean, her channel, she said, yes, Donna solved it.
She did?
Oh, who's in the house?
Hey, Lord Voldemort, thank you.
Lord Voldemort.
Lord Voldemort.
Okay, you don't. Yeah, I'll tell you. A lot of people. I mean, I don't want to say this. So,
oh my gosh, right.
We talk with Cher, you know, on cases and just all the stuff, and she's made it perfectly clear that she's like, heck no, Donna's wrong. Then we've got like a whole bunch of members, a whole bunch of subscribers, viewers who are like, absolutely, Donna knows, Donna's right on. And then we probably have just as many people who are like, heck no.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like,
yeah, and I bet you probably aren't anymore, are you? I can tell secretly he doesn't like Donna now. All of a sudden, why? Because she leans towards possibly your buddy being involved. Because she kind of She's iffy about that. Why is that? Why? How about how you emailed another known psychic on this platform and tried to get them to work with you, but didn't on Summer Wells' case, but didn't mention fucking Summer Wells' name once beyond in the title, but yet made the whole thing about Fred. How about that? How you were basically trying to reshape things and change how people viewed Andy and try to get back at Fred for his work with the police, basically. That's how I look at it. He gets my blood boiling so bad, guys. That's why I can't do reviews. I mean, he just like makes me so mad. Like,
well, if you don't believe it, I think a lot of people probably agree with you. A lot of people don't.
And it's my fault. I shouldn't subject myself to this. But
okay, you mean like locals who are on YouTube?
Do you mean YouTubers, or do you mean?
Or you mean people talked about on YouTube? I do know these two brothers. I don't remember them ever being talked about. Chad Arnold all the time. People talk about Chad Arnold left and right. This isn't one of those. Maybe one of them. Maybe the guy, but.
Have you ever run a background?
He doesn't remember people talking about them.
So crazy.
Probably because you haven't been around, Ryan. You haven't been around.
Oh.
Unless Donna can backdate her videos, she's been spot on the YouTube since she saw it. We take a neutral stance. I've always tried to take a neutral stance on all of the psychic readings because half of them send us into God knows where. And
not the right place.
And a lot of times Jen's like, what in the world are we doing here? Why are we here?
Just, give me a gander at those those predictions.
Okay.
Just what?
And okay. Oh, so you mean the people mentioned. I'm starting to think like that too, Jack, honestly, because like you think if that was true, Jackie, sorry. If that was true, if one of those people were involved with all of the attention on them, I think they would crack. Like someone, if they were guilty.
You know what? But if they were pure evil, they'd think it was funny to have that, and they'd like it.
They'd like it?
Oh yeah, a lot of
narcissists.
Yeah, don't you think that Andy thinks it's hilarious that you ride around with him and you sit there and think that he's not guilty, and you're sitting there like rubbing elbows with him, and when he knows that he's that he's tricking you? Has he explained to you why he was on Ben Hill Road, Ryan? Until then, I don't know why you would be associated with him.
That is like I had heard one of the Hayes brothers was one that's an alibi for Andy at work.
The Hayes brothers is Ryan's or is Andy's alibi?
That's what somebody was saying.
Can you turn off that fan? I've got some shorts on. I wouldn't want to excite all the people out there. This guy and AB rolled up on Dolly Vision like no one's allowed on the road. You know why they were there, OG Nanny? I promise you on everything. Ryan and Andy were there because they were intending on running into Fred. They thought Fred was going to be there that day because he was supposed to be there. We tried to trick them to make them think he was going to be there. And guess what? They just magically ended up there on that day, but ran into Dolly Vision.
Because we actually talked to Dolly earlier that day, and Dolly was in Kingsport when we were there. Couldn't meet us.
Oh.
Remember? We was there.
Yeah, we were there, but we weren't there.
Yeah. We were in the area.
We were in the area, but we weren't on the road.
We contacted him when we was somewhere else, and Dolly said he was in Kingsport at the minute. He couldn't meet us somewhere. And that same day that Ryan and him ran into each other.
I just need an answer for why he was on the road, okay? That's it. It's not a joke. I'm tired of people making it a joke, too. Like, thinking it's funny. That it's not funny. There's a little girl missing. And I know for a fact somebody was on the road who says that they weren't. I know for a fucking fact. I'm tired of them going around on these streets and not fucking explaining why the fuck they were on the road. I'm so fucking tired of it, guys. I'm so over it. It's so, and wait till Ryan finds out this whole fucking time he's riding around Andy, and that's the thing. He needs to listen to his wife. Andy's sitting there laughing at him secretly because he is getting one over on this dude. That's going to completely ruin your reputation when this case is solved, Ryan. I'm just saying. You were the one that endorsed Andy 100%. Just like if Fred ended up being involved, my reputation would be over. So I hope that you are 100% behind what you're saying when it comes to him, because you're going to, I'm telling you, Ryan, I tried to tell you to begin with, and I'm sorry that once again, here you go, doubling down right here. You say doubling down, just like you doubled down on Andy, because you just had a little vendetta, and now you possibly are probably going to ruin your channel over it once it all comes out. And then you guys will all see who will be the ones standing here in their integrity.
Should I say that? Oops. Linebackers really enjoy being in the limelight, and they, revel in it. And I think everybody's stupid.
Yeah.
But so far, they've proved that to be true because nothing's happened. Sorry.
The thing with that tip, Katerina, is that I don't think the PI. Originally I thought that he was attention seeking, or how Don would say it, clout chaser. I thought maybe that's his case, but once I found out his background and learned more about what he does, and he really does get interested. He does do cases. It seems like he is authentic. I can't think of the right word. I'm sorry.
Has he worked on any cases that I've heard about?
Yeah, big, high profile. So I'm kind of thinking like some local just legitimately sent him a tip. But you could be right. The person sending in the tip is just another person who's got a theory. You know what I mean? That's just
like Marlena's.
Who kept stealing Don's tools?
Just like Marlena stated that her baby's daddy knew that Summer was gone before she did.
Yeah.
And never questioned him about it.
Right. Marlena said for herself, like, how did Marlena boyfriend, baby daddy,
no Summer was gone.
No Summer was gone before she did.
But never questioned him about it.
But she never questioned him. She came on PGs and said she never questioned him about it. That's one of the Hayes brothers. You guys, these brothers are really known in the area as the biggest. I'm sorry, it's just true. Allegedly, they have a very bad reputation as far as stealing, and it just matches.
Yeah, I would think it would be the Britt brothers,
especially Marlena's baby daddy. Now the other one's the one that I think is the RSO.
And see, they was connected in with the big meth hook that burnt the child burned up in Greene County. That's back on.
Yeah, and then that's all connected to Marlena and her birth certificate bullshit.
That's where they were storing everything.
But guess who's also connected to all that? Ryan? Andy. Andy's buddies with all these people. Guess who's not? Fred is not buddies with all these people. Is my sound bad, guys?
Could that be? See, Jody Sue spoke about a certain one with that little girl in the woods and stuff. See that one meth cook from that was on Light Road that moved to Greene County that ended up camper burning down because he was cooking and burned his 4-year-old son up, and 3-year-old twin made it. But he moved from there and started hiding out on Ben Hill for a little bit. Could that have been who Jody was talking about, the little girl in the woods and stuff? Could that have been who was hanging out up there at the...
Probably, because she seemed really bothered when you brought that whole thing up.
Because I do know that boy was, and his girlfriend and supposedly child was around on Ben Hill.
You guys, wait. You guys can't hear me? Hold on. They can't hear anything? Are you serious? Can you check on yours?
Check on mine?
Yeah.
I couldn't. I'm powerful.
Oh, no, I'm good. Okay. So...
And see, that's where Marlena's baby daddy was, and that boy was in thieving together a lot too. And see, that's where we found horse trailers and everything that belonged to the creek. Somebody called us and told us where they had seen them at, and we went and got them.
Yeah.
But could that have been who was hiding out at Jody Sue's and stuff?
Thank you guys for letting me know. Everybody hit the like button and follow, subscribe, all that. Donate if you can so that we can keep coming back. Huh?
I'm trying to think of his name.
That's kind of the part of the reason why I had to, leave YouTube to begin with is like, So, yeah, Ryan's saying, he mentioned the name B and D, okay, the initials, and he tried to act like he hasn't heard them, the names anywhere. And he hasn't. Yeah. And that's one of Andy's buddies, isn't it? Aren't those Andy's buddies, kind of?
That one was Jody Sue's tattoo artist.
Yeah.
The RSO was.
Yeah.
The one that they was hounding about wanting their tattoo done before they went to jail.
So basically, I guess, so I want him to answer why. Wait, if he can explain to us why Andy was on the road. That's it. That's all I want to know. Like, I'm sorry, guys. It's going to bother me until I get answers. Like, I can't. It bugs the fucking shit out of me. Why does this guy not care?
I just wonder what was in that supposed backpack that Jody put in Discord that Andy was supposed to took, and he had on the 15th, earlier on the 15th, that John Smith's.
Oh, right, that backpack and stuff, and then all this stuff is supposedly.
He actually found it. Be careful, because he didn't know if the guns are still loaded and stuff.
Yep, I saw those. Yeah.
And that was in Discord. She put that. That thing, that one that's the Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a vehicle look just like Jackie Dobbs's. I saw that last night.
Who is it?
I'm trying to think of his name.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I got him saved from myself.
I wonder, do you know somebody goes by Spider? Because
I don't know nobody goes by Spider. I know a horse they call Spider is all down in there.
Oh, I could find you a picture of the guy.
I mean, if I seen this picture, I might know him. You know, but a lot of people goes by odd names, and most of them don't go by their real names. So.
We heard the call he made that detective, and Andy was on the road that day. And he's going to sit here and say he wasn't. And so obviously, like, the only reason why somebody would lie about such a thing is if they've got something to hide, right?
Marlena and who the second person was.
Well, Greene County kindergarten.
Oh, look, who kept stealing Dawn's tools according to Dawn? Marlena Crawford
and her
boyfriend Daniel Hayes
and Bobby Dykes.
And Bobby Dykes.
And see, it's weird that Dawn went straight to Chimney Top Loop, supposedly.
Does Bobby Dykes have a brother?
And no, Bobby ain't got no brother. He's got one sister, Kelly.
Mm.
But Bobby lived on Chimney Top Loop at that time. Bobby Dykes.
See, look, he's afraid to say the name right here.
Chat with someone. You'll have to refresh my memory. It was Marlena and someone else.
What if recording high-quality content, editing like a pro, and streaming like a star was as simple?
Greene County.
That's really good. You just sparked a memory. I have to look at my chat now.
Oh boy.
I do have that. That's a good point. Dawn did put that out there publicly, which means I can mention it.
Yeah, it does mean you can mention it. Oh, look, he's going to say the brothers, probably.
I can find this. Right, chat.
Burglary gone on. It's possible.
No, but it highlights the name.
Let me listen to this one.
And if you remember, Robin, please save me the time of having to search through this chat.
Jeez.
Let me search for the name Marlena, because I know someone had mentioned that story before, and it was Marlena was one, I think. Crawford, obviously.
Hey, can you turn?
I can't find it. Oh,
I'm trying to hear a boy's name.
This is the problem. I have so many chats in so many different places.
Well, maybe
Dawn said Marlena and her brother. Okay.
Her.
I thought it was someone else.
No, it was somebody else.
Yeah, I think that's is that Ricky?
her other wait.
Marlena's brother. I didn't.
Yeah, Ricky Crawford.
No, it wasn't Ricky. I don't think. We have to find that, or somebody could find it. That when Don had mentioned who stole his tools, because I do think the second person with Marlena that he mentioned was one of the brothers. Or people involved.
I told you! I told you! He just said it. He goes, because I do think the second person with Marlena was one of the brothers. That's what he just said.
Robert Embody was one else. That's a cook.
Robert Embody was the other cook around Hawkins County at the time Summer went missing.
Mm-hmm. And supposedly was hiding out.
So he said he's never heard these names before. He's never heard these names before. I literally just said the brothers days before this. Ooh, I heard the names before. I don't think they've ever been mentioned. Even though I was just online saying them.
But anyway, Katerina could be correct, and it's just someone who has a theory and is sending his poor PI on a wild goose chase and getting him to send in a tip. But anyway, how did I get down that road?
Robert Embody's old baby's mama is Devin, which goes by, I always heard her called Mudslut from Creek. But see, they were supposed to be in the hit out on Ben Hill Road over this incident right
Yeah,
here.
you've mentioned this person called Mudslut a lot, but you don't know their real name.
Devin is her real name.
Oh, her real name's Devin?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that news clip right there is where I was talking about in Greene County. Where the
3-year-old killed in Greene County.
News clip of it.
Yeah.
And they was running from that incident. He was, and staying on Ben Hill Road.
The Britt brothers are weird too, Fred, but don't they live in Florida?
No, they live before you get to Beach Creek Market. They live about a mile and a half from Dawn.
David Britt had a child with Crystal Spencer.
And Dave Britt's brother lives straight across the road from him.
My thinking thought process here.
Goodness.
Yeah, yeah, we had a couple of people tell us who were mad at us, and
I mean, our whole lives are not shown on YouTube.
Practically.
I mean, well, we do a lot of things behind the scenes that, you don't see. What am I saying?
Are you tired?
There are a lot of things
I
we do
kind
behind
of
the scenes that you
wonder
don't see.
if Marlena was the person that contacted the PI. But
it's behind the scenes.
I feel like
Exactly.
Dawn had it. Somebody to contact him.
probably.
That's my guess.
Buy one pair, get a second pair free, plus a free eye exam.
Anybody, he's living on Light Holler Road now. Yeah. At the end,
Okay.
little Ricky was living. They tore that house down. They got campers. So you know.
This is where I was headed, you guys. And I got it way off track with the PI thing. I'm sorry, because I have thoughts on that too, and I'd love to talk to him if you want to talk, because I would like his thoughts on some of the notes I have collected. I don't care about the tip. I won't ask him for information about that, but I'm just curious. If he starts looking into the case, it would be amazing. I mean, the more the merrier, you guys. Most people go after anyone new to the case and start like attacking them like they did to us. I'm like, the more the merrier. I mean, if a PI wants to jump on this case and start comparing notes and researching,
Hey,
and actually,
any information is.
please, dude, solve the case. Like, get answers for summer. That would be awesome. Where we are now, the DCS case didn't provide any answer. Well, it provided the other side of the opposite answer we expected, and I apologize to the Wells. We expected the opposite outcome. Great news that it was unsubstantiated, and we have to stick to our original statement. I said if it was substantiated, that would inform the case.
Yeah.
Well, it's unsubstantiated.
Correct.
Does that inform the case? Does that direct where we go more going forward? Do we drop all the areas that are related to looking at if it was the parents?
If it's related, or it's related to the case.
I noticed he apologizes for a bunch of bullshit he doesn't need to apologize and doesn't apologize for what he does need to apologize for.
The fact
That's what
that
I
the
noticed.
court found those allegations to be unsubstantiated, do we incorporate that into our where do we look next? Like, we have all these theories about, well, if it was hypothetically the parents, do we stop doing that now?
What about him?
No.
I said I'll look through my stuff and find it.
I'm curious what you all think. Do we stop
Find
looking
what?
at theories, hypotheses
What-
that would be based
Robert,
on if
what?
the parents did it? Hypothetically. I really want to know. Like, this is what we've been struggling with now after this came out.
Something I don't understand. I don't know what I'm supposed to say when I'm not. So
You're allowed to. I mean, as long as you're not like attacking people, you can say it.
I'm just saying, like, there is things were unsubstantiated, but there is the fact that the boys were taken away by DCS.
Say that again.
The boys were taken away by DCS.
Or that's a good point.
I mean, that hasn't changed. So there has to be a reason for that. The biggest thing about DCS is they want to keep families together. So, if they didn't return the boys to their parents, there's got to be a good reason.
So if the boys, if like the oldest does not go back, then that does show something.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
That's a good point.
The fact that they've I'm sorry, I don't know how much this is, but the fact that they've let the other boys be adopted, they wouldn't have done that.
The Wells, the way the Wells explained it is that they were forced
Right.
to sign over the
You
boys.
can't be forced to sign
Well,
over
they
kids.
felt that the kids were unsafe because he likes to blame YouTubers for everything. They're saying YouTubers going on the property, and they felt there's unsafe. So they signed their rights over to the boys.
Yeah.
Um,
Angel Girl, I agree with you. Thank you.
There
I'm
wasn't
not gonna just. Yeah, okay, I'll shut up.
But I didn't want to you guys our subscribers, like it happens every time we talk about something that there's two sides. People believe they're on one side or the other, and whenever we talk about it, our subscribe count is like, sorry for using this word, but it's literally bipolar. It is. We see the shift in our subscribers. Like, we've always tried to stay neutral, and so we have both camps, and when we hint one way or the other, if we talk about something that goes in the other direction, like it might sound like it's against the Wells, or if something we say sounds like it's for the Wells, like we lose people and we gain people. If we go the other way, we lose some of those people and we gain other. Like, there's always this like the one side or the other. I don't know why people can't just. We don't know the truth, so you can't take either side 100%. Like, you can't stay on one side and say it's true. You have to just keep your mind open. But there were some other comments I did want to cover real quick. Starred. Randy said, do you think the advocacy center getting Summer's reward money could have influenced the decision? Man,
That's a good question.
I never even thought of that.
Really good question.
Yeah, that's a good point. Katerina said at this point 4 years. We welcome it. Yeah, related to the PI. I agree. Sorry, I don't want to miss some comments, so like I'm just starring the ones that I want to comment.
Right.
Oh, thank you, Katerina. I mean, we don't want to piss people off who are on one side or the other, and we have to talk about these things because it could go either way. And if you're really trying to find a location that is legitimate, if you start, that's where I'm right now. I'm struggling because I'm like, do we start like not? Do we exclude those? That's like half of the locations, you guys. Honestly, it's like half of the locations.
I have a really hard time with these lives because I always end up looking back at them and saying, why did I say that? Oh my God, Ryan, are people mad at me because I said this or that?
Oh, I don't know.
If you look younger than your age,
you can't care what people think on here.
The types of light workers and their mission.
My headaches.
I guess the court finding it unsubstantiated should inform the case. However, what people here pointed out so far is also true, that the boys still aren't home. So we can't 100% say it means
it could have nothing to do with summer.
It could have nothing to do with
summer. I totally
summer.
agree with that.
And
yeah,
we still don't have, regardless of that case, we have no additional information about summer case. So we can't say that, I guess. Right? Yeah. Oh, Auntie Sherry.
Lipstick. What's up with that?
Remember the other night when I stayed up until 4 a.m. chatting
with a bunch of women?
Auntie Sherry people out there are like, I believe this, and nobody's going to convince me otherwise. And it's like, well, there could be evidence at some point that convinces you otherwise. I mean,
good night, Dreamweaver, too.
Good night, Dreamweaver.
Thanks for coming.
Tony Gammons and his brother was in that car when he tried to abduct that. Oh no, Tony, that's not his name. It's Tony Hammond. That was probably a typo.
Yeah.
You got. Oh man, that case drew my attention when somebody, I think it was, might have been our mentor.
Yeah.
She was convinced for a while that Tony. That news story, I'll pull it up for you guys. For those of you who don't know, if I can find it, that drew my attention for so long. And, some of the other YouTubers.
The thing is, Tony Hammons, he's into boys, though.
Oh, that's not related. And the police said it wasn't related. But I couldn't stop thinking about it.
But
I hope I can find it.
I mean,
12 boy, there it is. I'll show you guys this, what we're talking about, for those of you who haven't heard about this.
Oh, yeah, we haven't heard about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I didn't remember his brother being in the car. I thought it was, anyway, let's take a look. Neighbor police, I hope this is the right one. Okay, Kingsport man is behind bars after an attempted abduction in the 3900 block of Skyline Drive last Thursday. Kingsport police charged Tony Hammonds, 58, with attempted. I need to make sure I get the first comment right. Back in the beginning, there was an anonymous neighbor who stated the well spent 2 days cleaning up the yard of beer cans, garbage, the couch, a swimming pool. They even noticed an older woman and another one dumping trash. And these are comments. These are like things like that are, yeah, someone claimed they saw. Maybe they're saying they saw that, but like, how do you know if it's not a rumor? I'm going to share some of my research.
There's a story that Andy Judy called a comment that was unfinished.
Some of the rumors that I've heard, and I would love to hear
there's some missing, but there's 2 other unfinished cabins. The other 2 cabins is off.
This is an example of what you just shared, right? About a lady who noticed an older woman and another one dumping trash at the county landfill. They weren't residents in the time period, and the wells at the same time were cleaning up their yard. Like that's one of those rumors, right? And you can go down a whole rabbit trail of that one. Here's another one. Do you guys remember the whole crazy story that came out that who was it? Richard. It was the Tucker drywall, and huge dose of salt. This is a rumor. I'm going to say this is not true because we're talking about an actual person here, and don't believe this. This is one of those stories people made up.
That's crazy.
With no evidence, nothing to support it. So, all disclaimers. We are not saying this is true. Entertainment purposes only. I don't know what else I have to say.
Always say.
But this is one of those.
Okay, we say
and
allegedly.
It's one of those I started. These are the rabbit holes. I'm going to share.
You have to say allegedly.
Allegedly, thank you. Allegedly, I'm going to say it after every other word. These are the rabbit holes I've gone down, you guys. Maybe you can pick up, and maybe it's not a rabbit hole, but all of these are rabbit holes I was forced to go down over the years.
Until
Over
7.
the
And they're dead
years.
ends. Like I hit dead ends on every one of them.
Over the year and
And
a half.
I'm sharing this with you guys because we're desperate. I need to know. I want to go boots on the ground. We're training Moon. She'll be able to start picking up on HRD. Bones going to take longer, but we're going to definitely do bones, maybe even water, and of course live searches. But for the HRD, we're going to get her to the point where we can take her places. I want good damn places. I want places that are not just like some psychic said a hill out in the middle of nowhere, and there's no evidence.
Daughter of the
So if anyone's
found.
doing research on this case, on Summer's case, and you think you have evidence pointing to a location that you
Robert,
love
I
to
think it
search,
was in
please tell me. Please let us know. We want to do it.
We want to go.
We want to search, and we want good places, not guesses and random things. I'm down to random things, you guys. Today, I went to Sinking Waters Trail, and the only reason I went there is because it's near the
North
horse
Carolina and
stables.
South Carolina.
So I'm like,
what
okay,
Dave told me.
Wasn't Dawn involved in all that?
I don't with what
the Brits.
Yeah, Dave Britt spoke about him and Don running cocaine from Florida to North Carolina and South Carolina back in the day. Nowhere's around time Summer went missing or nothing, but years before that.
Yeah.
Several.
Hypothetically, if something happened at the swimming place, they needed a nearby secluded spot. I never heard about this trail. I was like looking on the map and I saw like, there's a trail right behind the horse stables. And it starts out in the middle of nowhere. And I went there today, and it's actually pretty secluded. So that's where I am. Like I'm searching places that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Tina.
Hey,
You
maybe
didn't do a
they're
full
here.
search of it yet, though, did you?
I did a scouting,
Cursory.
like initial one that I wanted to decide whether I should take you and Moon.
Yeah.
Now that we're imprinting Moon a little bit and see if her behavior changes, but that's why I'm you guys. So we need help.
Yeah, there was some issues with the.
As you know, Nuvia gives you your
Florida,
final permanent teeth in 24 hours.
Something about
In the old
girls
way,
going missing.
you would get
We need help with ideas. Where to go? I would like to hear Tian Twister. I thought your name changed. I thought you were Tian.
Charges on them over
I like Twister
another
better.
girl. Or,
No, yeah, I like Twister better.
Jackie says where the footprints were.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I take that back. I'm not down to just random places. That is a good point. There's a place. There's a specific hollow that Andy told me the name of too. I was asking him about the whole area, and I'm like, "What's that dark mark right there?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, we call that something hollow." And to me, this footprint pattern that was at Ben Hill, like right near Fred's place, and then behind Gorley's, and all kind of pointed in that direction. That's at the top of my list. And what's so hard about that location is private property, but I'm at the point where I'm willing to just go drive up there and like literally just have a chat with that person at the end.
I had spoke about the Florida, about that girl going missing and stuff. I think they said, best I remember, he said she was 13 or something.
13?
I'm wanting to think. But Dave, that's how I even knew anything about the Florida stuff, is what David talked about, you know.
So I was looking ahead to see what questions were asked. I think I'm gonna go off here because I gotta get back to work, guys. But I want to come on here for a little bit and just say hi and hang out with you guys. David Britt's wife was Crystal, right? The one on the sofa.
Crystal Spencer, the one that was having an affair with Dawn.
Yeah, well, they weren't wife. They weren't husband and wife, but David had a child with her. We can't remember her name.
I don't know her name.
If we think of it,
much about David and them, really. Just what talked to him.
But I know you do know that the cops, like, he was like number one suspect. I mean, not number one, but he was definitely at top of their list, according to what Brad heard. Huh?
They had heard on for him, that's for sure.
Yeah. They really, the police kind of
because they even asked him to take and try to help with the case and stuff a little bit, to take in just to see what he would say, you know.
Yeah. They try to get Britt to work with them.
Mm-hmm. And he would not work with them, period.
He wouldn't?
Would not work with them.
He would not work with them.
Would not cooperate with them at all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So you overheard law enforcement talking about David Britt. They tried to get David Britt to see what he would say, and he would not cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
What were they trying to get him to do? Record?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like Don B said, it's probably true. Like, yeah, I mean, if you recorded, there's probably others like that law enforcement had record, you know?
I'm sure there was.
Why would he be a suspect? Because he's known for, like, well, David Britt. So why would David Britt be a suspect?
Well, he was supposedly doing some of the running with Don drug deals. What I was told. They thought that's who was running the Knoxville with Don.
They thought it was David running Knoxville. Well, and also too, like, there's some, I don't know, there's stories around that dude. You guys look him up on Facebook, and I think you'll be able to. Autumn McClure, she was found a few years back allegedly. Gosh, I'm getting a headache. See, this is what happens when I it's not from covering Summer Wells case, it's just from going over that particular video. So, yeah. I don't like to subject myself to something that's going to freaking piss me off. Really? Alicia said, Ziggy, Misty Forensics says the guy who did this, law enforcement has talked to, and he has not cooperated. Does Fred know a girl by the name of Jeanette missing?
I don't know, but this one Jeanette.
David Britt's daughter? Oh, didn't know he had a daughter. I thought he just had a son.
He had some kids in Florida.
Oh.
From what he said. I don't know. I'm just going by what he had talked about, you know. Because I talked to him probably 3 weeks or something off and on. About a year or something before summer he went missing. Because that's where our Chihuahua come from. We talked to him about getting that Chihuahua off of him and kind of communicated with him for about 3 weeks or so, another until she was weaned.
Yeah, I'm going to need probably lay down. Plus, I have to get back to work. Hey, Jen. Is it David's brother who is Autumn's dad? I thought David Britt lost custody of his son for reasons. Well, that's interesting you say that because...
Well, that come about after Summer went.
Yeah, I think he has since Summer went missing.
They took custody to his brother, the one that... And I think his brother's one that daughter or whatever was missing in Florida or whatever in Florida. Robert's daughter, Robert Britt.
Yeah. That's right. There was a child missing, or with a niece missing. Somebody had a niece. That's right.
Something other.
Murdered by her boyfriend who was like 30 years older. Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was Robert Britt that had a daughter or something missing, or a niece or something.
Yeah, it was a niece or something missing,
But
and then he was confused. They were trying to charge David Britt's brother.
Yeah, Robert for some other charges on another girl in Florida. That's why they actually moved out of Florida, to get away from it.
Yeah, like he's not convicted or so, I don't think, but he has a lot of allegations. Mm. And police know that about, both the brothers, actually. Mm-hmm. Just like, we talked, guys, about how when the very first day Summer went missing, police knew Fred they asked Fred to record on day one because they knew already about about Don trying to sell his oldest son when he was a baby. They knew that on the 15th, which, think about that. How did they know that? I guess maybe it was in the record somewhere. It
had to be in some kind of record somewhere.
Because, I don't think the family would have got a hold of him in time.
That's the whole point of them wanting me to record, to hit on Don, see who he owed and stuff, because they thought he was already a transaction.
Yeah. Yeah, first day they already had it in their mind. Because of his they said that Don had tried to sell his son before, and that they wanted Fred to try to get on, to hit on,
who possibly he could owe,
and stuff like that.
Because that was their thought right off the rip, was Don had actually traded her or owed a debt somewhere. And then you got Don and giving Andy money on the 15th, which is weird too.
Yep.
The same night your daughter goes missing. Why are you worried about giving somebody money?
Yeah.
And then see, when I was recording, Don walks up and hands him that money, and then they walk away from where I'm recording that to Don's vehicle. You see back down to where the mailbox is, where you turn up to Don's house.
Yeah.
And see, I was standing up there at Jody Sue in their driveway.
So they walked off to the side by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now his ex-Pam is saying that never happened, makes me angry. Oh, really? She is saying that? Oh, that whole incident with the son never happened, about Don trying to sell him. Well, law enforcement, I'll tell you, they were under the impression very first day, without even talking to Mary or any of the family yet. So there must be a record of it somewhere.
They evidently are.
They knew it right away.
Those things they brought up to me, when they asked me to record them. And that kind of shocked me, because I had never knew nothing about them like that with Don.
Yeah, so they knew it, and she went back on that. Well, whether she goes back on that or not.
It didn't come in until the 6th evening of the 16th when the TBI started speaking to the neighbors and stuff. And a lot of people think that the neighbors searched their own property. No, the neighbors didn't search their own property. The law enforcement searched everybody's property on Ben Hill Road themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They told everybody afterward to keep an eye out on the cameras and stuff like that, and just keep, just when you're out there, keep your eye out, and if you see anything, call them. But the law enforcement actually done all the searches on Ben Hill.
Didn't Don go down to Florida after he got out of jail? He stated he was looking for work. Yeah. He went down to, I don't think it was Florida, but like Arkansas or something, or Georgia, huh?
I thought he did go to Florida.
Oh, was it Florida?
Seemed like he went to Florida and then something about Kentucky for a minute and Utah for a minute.
I don't know how he's. Is he getting permission to leave the state every? Is he still on probation? Does anybody know?
Most likely.
Because how's he leaving the state every week?
I mean, they're doing drives in Virginia every Sunday.
Yeah, is he asking for permission from his probation officer every time he's leaving the state? Donald Wells? Because, we'd sure love to leave the state and go see, Fred's kids and stuff. So, we'd like to know how you're doing that every weekend.
But see, that one road that they've been traveling on, it's got that big rock quarry on it, too. Right on the side of the road. They ain't never found the bottom yet. The bottom fell out of it. And then I see them making videos a lot about Doveville, and see the longest cave in that part sitting right there behind the YMCA in Doveville. It goes plumb into Kentucky. One part of it's never even been explored and plumb to the end of it.
Why did they go to Virginia? I don't know.
Every Sunday they're making videos. She made 3 videos yesterday of them riding around. One of them at Home Depot. One of them going into Virginia. Then I don't know where they're.
I hope they're getting permission for that because, that's absolute proof. What I mean?
The first time I seen Dawn drive, usually she's the one that's driving the truck and Dawn's recording, but Dawn is actually driving the truck yesterday. She showed you driving on the last video she made. It was like 8 minutes or something long.
Well, it took 20 years to look under the residence. That's probably where Summer Wells is. I hate to say that, but
they don't keep riding in Virginia. Don't get caught. Because they love to pull over Tennessee tags over there. Especially this cracked windshield in that truck and stuff too. But then if one of them's had alcohol on them, oh, they're gone. Virginia don't play.
Yeah, and then you get arrested and you have to sit in that jail and wait for the other jail to come get you. Oh man, that shit sucks.
Especially Virginia.
You don't want to get arrested outside your county. Because it makes the whole process much longer. As far as if you're on probation.
Getting in front of a judge in Virginia is fucking a long way.
Yeah, so you have to wait to go in front of a judge, then you have to wait to get transferred, then you have to go wait and go in front of that judge.
Because in Virginia, they have private owned jails. It ain't like Tennessee with county jails sitting everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They've just got like 5 or 6 jails in Virginia, and they ship you either to Abden Regional or Doveville or wherever, And then when you have a court date come up, they have to transfer you from that jail back to the county that you was caught in Virginia,
mm-hmm.
or at the courthouse there, and then they got to transfer you back.
Poor little Zig. She got her nose and eyebrow pierced for her birthday. And the nose piercing came out in the middle of the night. She's sad because that's the second time it's happened and she's had it done. That's how the first one came out or happened too. And
I mean, they've been going right by the courthouse and stuff in Virginia, because that's where other end of.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, I've been watching a few of them. They've been going right out and turning right down in front of the courthouse, and jail's right behind, or not jail, but
yeah, and it doesn't matter. It's just like you're right. I mean, it doesn't matter if.
I see Karen had her gym set up across from the courthouse that she got caught selling them.
Yeah.
Steroids and stuff like that.
Yep.
Jackson Street.
I have heard Virginia is hardcore, says Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Kansas State. Oh, so they're working? Oh, okay. Then he probably does have permission if he's working.
If he's working over there, he probably does.
But just on Sundays?
It's odd that they're doing lives on Sunday travel.
Yeah.
Just on Sunday.
So yeah. Let's hope that Don B's whoever Don B talked to about it still being a long while before we get any type of arrest. It feels like so. I hope to God not true. I can't hardly take it freaking anymore. The jail where the sheriff's wife makes him dinner. Oh, really? Where's Kathy, the friend? Oh. I don't know. Has she been going? Does she go live still? I haven't. Yeah, and if it's another 4 years, like, oh my gosh. You don't think that anything will happen until they find her? You know, in Don B's video, he was saying that whoever he spoke to, which I'm guessing was probably somebody in law enforcement or the court or in the courts, you know, that's he was saying that they were saying something like there's nothing that's prosecutable yet. My guess is because they don't have, like, just for example, like, yeah, Andy, we could see Andy on the road, and yes, they might have him on the road, but he's allowed to be on the road, you know what I mean? So, like, that's not a crime. Just like with Don and Candace, it's not a crime that their child went missing, not in of itself. So, and we have all these other little hunches and things, but, you have to have, like, solid, like, proof that they're involved in something, You have to have absolute proof. not just them lying, like, oh, but that's why I don't understand. Like, I don't get, like, why aren't they putting the pressure on Andy Bernard, you know? If they have him on the road, which they do, and I'm not even going to say allegedly anymore on that. Sorry. Then why aren't they asking him, what the fuck were you doing on that road? You know what I mean? Like, put the pressure on him. Like, what the hell? They've had plenty of opportunities. Like, I feel like it's just the thing is there's several people involved, you know? That's why Leslie Earhart says, basically, we keep hearing this is a very complicated case. It's you never had one like this before. It's the whole freaking area has been, if you, like, many of those people, generationally, some of these types of crimes have been going on, like, with children, even. And it involves families, and it involves, like, neighbors that are like family, and a bunch of people involved. Like, if nobody can talk because somebody that they're really close to is involved in some way, you know what I mean? Everybody's hush hush, and there's a bunch of it's a generational problem there that's been going on. I feel like, listen to, what Jody Sue claims like she went through as a child, Don and Candace, we've seen a lot of generational, there's a lot of child stuff, and all within that group. Hey, Paula. Feds take time to build an ironclad case. That's why 98% success rate. Yeah. Yeah. Or, you guys, the email to TBI. Tips to TBI at tbi.tn.co. Tips to TBI, spelled out, TIPSTOTBI at tbi.tn.gov. That's who I emailed and got a response back from Pruitt. That's how I turned in that. That way, you could just send it in. You could send it anonymously from a fake email. You could also, like, so you don't have to bother them with a call. You don't have to talk to anybody. You could just, if you don't know if it's going to be helpful, just send it in there. And that way they can just take it or leave it. You'll never know if it's going to be, more than likely you won't know if it's beneficial. Especially when it comes to this case. They're so hush hush. I don't know why they won't at this point. Actually, I do know why they won't say anything, because there's so many involved that if they start naming people and start putting stuff out there, it's going to scare certain ones, and they're going to take off.
Take off or take her off. Most likely.
Yeah, take her life or take off. Was Don's driveway on camera that day? Don't think so. Don't think so. I have a migraine. I'm going to have to lay down for an hour.
Yeah, cook her something to eat.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's a hot one. Even in here, like, the air is working overtime. It can't. Huh. Electrolytes, right? Hey, Michelle. I get stress headaches. This is how I used to feel after every Ziggy show. Back in the day.
All day myself.
My head would hurt so bad. All right, guys. We will talk later. I'll try to come back here in a few days, all right? Ta-ta!